Hello and welcome to your first of two games here at Jack Couch Park. This is our noon game with Armitage on the mound for the Waterloo Warriors. It's looking to be a big redemption game here for Waterloo as they take on the Brock Badgers. We'll see what the righty can do here as the first pitch floated on the outside and the dugout into this thing immediately, which you love to see. But you got to see more offense. You got to see more clutch situations here for Waterloo. We'll see what they can do here. And finds the strike zone. 1-1 now. Armitage looking to do some big things here. Great performances in the early goings of the season. We'll see how he does on the back half, as he's unable to find the strike zone with the third pitch of the top half of our first inning here. Jack Couch Park, beautiful, sunny, no wind in play today. A normal defensive alignment for the first batter of the game, who fouls that hard down the third base line. The shortstop for Brock, Lonnie, batting left-handed today. We'll see what he can do now with a 2-2 count. Leadoff batter for Brock, facing off against Armitage. Cannot find the strike zone with the evened up 2-2 pitch. And it will fill the count now. Brock looking for their first little bit of action here. Trying to get on base with their leadoff batter. Armitage looking to shut that down, as he gets the swing. Just barely gets it, but he swords him. Armitage, beautiful work there. The high heat looking juicy. And he'll sit down the first batter, trying his best to keep that sword from swinging. And cannot get it. Huge first out there from Armitage. We'll see how he can ride with that confidence as that's chopped. Back foul. Flan, the right fielder for the Brock Badgers. They are right-handed bat. Still looking to be the first base runner for the Brock Badgers with now one strike against as he fouls off the first pitch. Armitage looks in, gets his sign, and enters his windup. The curveball up and in. Well, not very curvy. Definitely put a lot of zip behind it. Couldn't quite get it located where he wanted to. More so an off speed. Not so much the curveball. As the wind now really starting to pick up here towards left center. 1-1 pitch in. That's skied up to the catcher. First baseman Jenkins coming in on it. Catcher rush does make the out for the Warriors. Almost had a little collision there down the first base line. Jenkins able to get out of the way, and the Warriors able to get their second out of the top half of the first inning. First pitch swinging. Just over Grant's head at the shortstop position, making a leap for it, unable to get to it. The first base runner of the game for the Brock Badgers, swinging on the first pitch. Carpenter, the first baseman, winds up on first base. As we'll see if Brock can get a little two-out rally going here. Waterloo trying to shut that down in its tracks. Armitage looking to get back into this thing. Of course, still has the confidence. Probably carrying on from striking out the first batter of the game. We'll see what he can do here as the first pitch finds its way into the strike zone. Deadly pitch. Not much you can do against that one there. The right-hander leader for the Brock Badgers fouls that one hard down the first base side. Laid on the pitch there from Armitage, who's got himself ahead in the count now. Well ahead in the count. 2 strikes, no balls. As he looks in and tries to find his way out of the top half of the first. 2 outs now. As he cannot find the strike zone, as close as it gets. Goes with the off-speed pitch and freezes up leader, the second baseman, completely, but will not sit him down as he resets and enters his wind-up. Again, not finding the strike zone. That one, leader thinking about swinging. Almost coming around, but decides to lay off the pitch, and it was the correct call as the ball called by the umpire. As Armitage, 2-2 count. Again, cannot find the strike zone. 3-2 now. As the count completely flipping on its head. Armitage taking a minute. Getting some extra grip on the hands here as he gets back on the rubber. Dealing with a runner on first base here in the top of the first inning. The strike call and sits him down. Beautiful work there from Armitage, who will get him on the full count to end the first inning for the Waterloo Warriors. We'll see what the bats can do as we head to the bottom half. We'll see you there. Leveland up now to lead off the game and lead off the bottom half of the first inning for the Waterloo Warriors. Oh man, that's been elite in the leadoff spot so far this season. Leading the team in on-base percentage, which is exactly what you want to see from your from your leadoff hitter. The lefty set to face off against Ficini, the pitcher for the Brock Badgers. Ficini, the right-hander, set to face off against Leatherland. With the wind blowing out to the left side, he will chop it hard to the first baseman, who will pick up, flip over to Ficini, who will ground out. Step on first base as Leatherland grounds out for the first out of the inning for the Warriors. If you did miss our top half of the first inning, Armitage was on the mound as he would get a strikeout to start the game, induce a flyout, allow one single, and then get a strikeout to find his way out of the top half of the first. We'll see what Kip can do now as he swings on the first pitch, fouls it off his own foot. Ball winds up going out to the shortstop. No play to be had. 0-1 the count with 1 out against. the second hitter for Waterloo, still trying to be their first base runner of the game. As Ficini throws, and that's hit hard to the first base side. Ficini has to range over, pick up, and cannot make the throw over to first in time. Tries the nifty little glove flip, but kip speed just too much. Showing off those wheels to find his way on first. Well, you can see that ball come off his bat with some wild backspin. The moment it hits that grass, it spins towards the first base direction. At that point, Ficini too far away to make the play, and Brock allows their first base runner of the game here with just one out against. Cora, the designated hitter, now up for Waterloo. As the first pitch in there for a strike. Cora now with a base runner on. Wants to advance him ahead. As the pitch inside to the third batter of the game here for Waterloo. One out on the board, one base runner on, and a 1-1 count. The right-hander in the designated hitter spot for Waterloo. Has that hulking bat. We'll see what he can do. Swinging on the 1-1, cannot get to it. 1-2 now, as the Brock pitcher has found himself up in the count. Kip still sitting over on first base. As Ficini looks him off. Set with the pitch. That's hit right back up the middle, and it will find its way out of the infield. A big single there from Kawara will put two base runners on for the Waterloo Warriors. Back-to-back singles now from the Warriors. With just one out, this is when you want your rallies to be. As that will bring up the right-hander Shepard, leading the team in home runs this season, and that isn't by accident. As we have a little righty-on-righty matchup, first pitch finds the strike zone. Shepard behind in the count early here. Not only does he lead the team in home runs, he also leads the team in RBIs, which is a given if you know how statistics work. As he's now set for the 0-1 pitch, which winds up inside, dropped by the catcher. 1-1 the count now. As we look at the Brock defensive alignment, you got Riley, Geddes, and Filion in the outfield. Campbell, Lunny, Leader, and Carpenter in the infield, with Ficini throwing to Sari. As Ficini checks on the runner out second twice. The throw in does not find his way into the strike zone, working his way back into the count. Shepard now faces 2-1. Still just one out here in the bottom half of the first inning. Waterloo has Brock right where they want them. Inside pitch will set Shepard up for a hitter's count. 3-1 now. Ficini trying to recover in a jam he's found himself in now. Set now with the 3-1. Swung on and chopped to the shortstop. He will pick up and throw over to first for the easy out, but the only out, as the base runners will advance for the Warriors. 2 outs now on the board, as Shepard doesn't quite get that ball in the air like he wants it, but will advance the batters for Jenkin to make his way up. The lefty for Waterloo, looking to do some damage and put numbers on the board. First pitch fouled off for a strike. As Jenkin resets in the batter's box as Ficini enters his windup and the pitch in, down in the zone. Evens up the count now at 1 apiece. With 2 runners in scoring position. Jenkins got to make him pay here with his bat. 2 outs against, cannot afford a mistake. As the inside pitch watched for a ball. Jenkins trying to work this at bat as good as he can. Waterloo trying to blow this game open early here in the bottom half of our first inning. Swung on and can't get to it. Jenkins wanted it. Taking a big hack at that one, but couldn't quite get to it. Takes a minute. Regroups, resets. A righty on lefty matchup continues here at Jack Couch Park. Swung on and chopped foul. Jenkins stays alive. In this little war we found ourselves in. 2-2 the count, but that doesn't tell the whole story. As Ficini dealing with runners on third and second base. And a dangerous hitter in the box. Swung on and fouled down, staying alive yet again here, Jenkins. The second baseman for block shifted ever so slightly over to that first base side, accounting for the lefty Jenkins. As the 2-2 pitch. Down in the zone. Good eyes again from the first baseman for the Waterloo Warriors. He works himself into a full count here. First base is open. So Ficini can't afford a walk, but Waterloo wants more. Pitch in, swung on in the dirt. Jenkins legging it out to first base, but will not make it in time. Ficini escapes the jam, doesn't give up a single run as the Warriors cannot put anything on the board. Armitage making his way back up to pitch in the top half of our second inning here at Jack Couch Park. Brock Badger is facing off against the Waterloo Warriors. Campbell, the third baseman for the Brock Badgers, making his way up now to lead off the top half of our second inning. If you missed it, if you are just tuning in to our game here at Jack Couch Park between Brock and Waterloo, Armitage is on the mound. As the first pitch sharply hit to Yuki at second base, picks up, throws over to Jenkins. Easy out to start the inning on the right foot for the Waterloo Warriors defense. So looking at their defensive alignment, you see Shepard in left, Leatherwind in center, and Volvo in right. Kip at third, Grant at short, Yuki at second, Jenkins at first. Armitage throwing to Rush behind the plate. As coming up now, Matheson, the designated hitter. Right-hander will take the first pitch from Armitage for a strike. Completely eats him up on that one. Armitage looks in now with the confidence of 1 out already and a 0-1 count. And he'll induce a foul ball up behind the plate. Out of play, a souvenir ball here at Jack Couch Park. Armitage now with the 0-2. Outside. Does not make its way in. Armitage looks to dig back in now with the wind picking up here. And a 1-2 count. Cannot find the strike zone and cannot find a swing on the outside. The count now evened up. Armitage looks back in and is set to attack. And the pitch, same location, still on that outside. Not finding its way into the strike zone and not finding a swing and a miss here. 3-2 is the count now. Completely filled up for Armitage as he walks the batter. The first base runner of the inning for the Brock Badgers. Free base. Although it didn't feel very free as that was a battle between the designated hitter and the righty for the Warriors. Brings up Riley, the left fielder. Batting righty. The third baseman, Kip, for the Warriors, on the grass, playing in. As the first pitch for Armitage up top, does not find the strike zone. 1 ball, no strikes. As time called by the umpire, he can't handle the heat, telling him to be quiet. Let him play. That's my opinion. As we're set to play some ball here, I'm sure Armitage does not care that the dugout is being loud. But he can't find the strike zone as maybe it is getting in his head. We'll have to track the right-hander for the Warriors as he finds himself down in the count. 2-0. He likes what he sees. Enters his windup, but cannot find it inside this time. Down 3-0 in the count. As he takes his time, looks in. Doesn't even look on that runner at first. Locked in on this at-bat. And he finds the strike zone there. Well-placed pitch. He's just got to do it again and again if he wants to stay competitive in this at-bat. As Armitage, the right-hander, induces a foul ball straight down. And finds himself in a full count, working all the way back. A little bit of the opposite of what we've seen previously in this game. Armitage has started up 0-2 and found himself in a full count. We'll see what he can do. 3-0, 3-2. As he gets the sharp grounder to the third baseman, Kip. He'll throw over to Yuki at second, who cannot make the throw over to first in time. Gets the lead base runner for the Waterloo Warriors defense. 2 outs again, still dealing with the base runner on first. Armitage now dealing with Geddes, the center fielder. Left-handed bat facing off against the right-handed pitcher for Waterloo as the first pitch in, swung on and skied up to Leatherland. Camps under it and makes the easy out to end the top half of the second inning for the Warriors. The score still remains 0-0 as we'll see what the Waterloo bats can do as we see you in the bottom half of the second inning. Volvo making his way up now for the Waterloo Warriors. Playing in right field and batting righty. We'll see what he can do against Ficini, the pitcher for the Rock Bowers, who finds the strike zone on his first pitch here in the bottom half of the second inning at Jack Coach Park. His first inning, a ground out, 2 singles, followed by a ground out and a strikeout. Would get him into a jam and get him out of a jam as the count evened up, 1 apiece now. We'll see what the right-hander for the Brock Badgers can do in his second inning of work. As the 1-1 pitch swung on, fouled back by Volvo as he looks to get a little lead-off base runner action going for the Warriors. Genie trying to shut that down. Swung on and fouled back again. Staying alive here is Volvo. You like to see the battle. Count remains 1-2 for our righty-righty matchup. As the pitch in the dirt will be watched from Volvo. 2-2 now. Count on the board here for the leadoff batter for the Warriors. As he'll watch another pitch in the dirt to fill up the count. As the Brock dugout still very, very loud. Still very into this game here. That swung on and sharply hit into the field. Coming in on it, the center fielder not able to make the sliding grab as Volvo goes all the way over to 2 and will be safe. Genie not making the tag in time. A leadoff double for Volvo, as that's exactly what you like to see if you're a Warrior fan. Volvo getting the work done early here in the bottom half of the second inning. A runner in scoring position for the Warriors early in this one. We'll see what Yuki, the second baseman for the Warriors, can do now. Great at bat there from Volvo. working Ficini into a soft double, which finds a perfect spot. Yuki lays down the bunt. Couldn't have been put better down the line to advance the runner over to 3. The first out of the inning will be Yuki, as he will bring up Rush, the catcher for your Waterloo Warriors in our first game of 2 here at Jack Couch Park. Runner on third base and 1 out. The infield comes in for Brock. First pitch here. Gets hit hard up the middle, and it will find its way into the outfield. The first run of the game going to the Waterloo Warriors in the bottom half of our second inning as the small ball played to perfection. It doesn't get much better than that. The Waterloo Warriors making them pay, and as effectively as you can. On the first pitch, the catcher for the Warriors cashes the run as the infield resets, and Ficini has a whole new situation on his hands. Still a 1 out on the board, and a base runner yet again on first. Coming up now, Grant, the shortstop, the 9-hole hitter for the Warriors. Volvo, the heads-up base running to turn what could have been an infield or a leadoff single into a leadoff double, as he put the wheels on and kept them on. As his, again, softly hit ball, just perfectly hit ball, I should say, finds its way into the center field gap. Grant swung on and skied up to the right field side, camped under, and making the grab on it is Phelan for the Brock Badgers. 2 outs now against the Waterloo Warriors bats. This will bring up your leadoff batter in our game, Leatherland, who would ground out his first time up. Waterloo taking a big lead for the situation that we have. 2 good pitchers in this game, as that's hit hard into the third base side. Might have spoken a little too soon, but still, Ficini, we've seen him deliver some good stuff, but we've seen the Waterloo bats get around to it. The first pitch to Leatherland, he sees it, tracks it, and smashes it. A nice grounded single. Puts a runner in scoring position, puts a runner on first base for the Waterloo bats. Kip, the third baseman, an infield single his last time up. We'll see what he can do. 2 runners on, 2 outs against. As the first pitch finds the strike zone. When you got a guy like Armitage on the mound, a 1-0, 2-0 lead, it feels pretty good. Of course, we'll have to watch Armitage as he continues on here, see how confident he looks on the mound, as the second pitch of the at-bat to Kip fouled back. We saw it in our top half of the second inning, the dugout starting to get real loud, like talking from Brock non-stop, and it did not get in the head of Armitage. He found his way out of it without allowing a run, as another ball jumped on, hit hard to the third base side, finds its way into the outfield. The throw in will be in time to gun down the catcher for the Waterloo Warriors. Beautiful throw down from Riley to beat the runner and get the Brock Badgers out of the inning while only allowing 1 run. But we'll see what that 1 run can do as we head into the third inning. Waterloo with the lead.
Sorry, the catcher, leading off the top half of our third inning for the Brock Badgers. Facing off against the right-hander, Armitage, for the Warriors. If you are just tuning in, the Warriors a 1-0 lead that they would cash in our last inning that we just saw the bottom half of the second. Armitage, a beautiful pitch there to start off his third inning of work. A strike in the zone. We'll see if he could do it again, as that's grounded sharply to Jankin at first. He'll field it cleanly, step on one for the easy out from the defense here from Waterloo, which has been solid thus far. The Warriors defense getting some work in this one. 2 groundouts, a fly out, and a fielder's choice, as well as now 2 strikeouts for Armitage. He's pitching a good game so far as he finds an easy out in the top of the third, but cannot find the easy strike. The ball down low. Umpire calls the ball as Lonnie, the shortstop for Brock, making his way up now. Hits that sharply to Yuki, who charges in and will make an easy throw over as Jankin takes his foot off the bag and will make the tag instead to get the second out. As Waterloo and Armitage will retire the first 2 batters he sees. Brings up Fallon, the right fielder. Little righty-on-righty matchup here with 2 outs in the top half of our third inning. Under 10 pitches so far for Armitage, and it might just be under 5. As the first pitch swung on, and he cannot get to it. Fastball burns him. Armitage starts up in the count here. 0-1 to his third batter of the inning. And the off-speed pitch, freezing up the batter completely. Fallon, no clue what to do with it other than take him in to regroup as he finds himself 0-2. Armitage set with the delivery. Swung on and chopped to Grant, the shortstop, who will pick it up and not able to make a clean throw over 2-1, as we will see an error allowing the first base runner of the top half of our third inning. Waterloo's clean fielding streak ends there. We'll see if they can continue to field cleanly regardless. Of course, that was going to be a hard throw to make for the shortstop, as Fallon got a good jump out of the box. Two outs are on the board. Runner on first now, who runs and decides not to, goes back, threatens it, as the pitch was up top for Armitage, not able to find the strike zone. As the runner goes this time for real, the throw down from Rush. 1 hops, not in time. The successful stolen base for the Brock Badgers will come at the expense of a strike call. 1-1 now. Armitage just needs to get 1 more out to find his way out of the top half of the third inning. In our first of 2 games here at Jack Couch Park. Wind picking up, blowing the Canadian flag sharply out towards left center field. The 1-1 pitch finds the strike zone. Rush and Armitage looking to be on the same page here. 1-2 is the count. Armitage has a pitch to play with, as he doesn't like the first one he sees. Couple shakes as he gives the nod. 1-2. Swung on and hit to the second base side. Going back on his Yuki, not able to get to it. Making the throw to home, guns him down. Doesn't get much better than that. Showing off the flamethrower in right is Volvo.
Waterloo finds themselves out of the top half of the third inning, allowing 0 runs. Kawara, the hulking right-hander, set to lead off the bottom half of the third inning here at Jack Coach Park. Waterloo with a 1-0 lead. Ficini on the mound will get Kawara swinging on the first pitch, following it back. Waterloo with an electric bottom half of the second inning. A leadoff double followed by a bunt and a single would drive in the run here. Doesn't get much better, more effective in the small ball department, as there's a nice pitch in from Ficini. Finds himself up in the count, 0-2. As he looks in, wind picking up at Jack Couch Park, looking to get the first batter to sit down, unable to on the 0-2 pitch, as the count will remain 0-2 here. Ficini has found himself in some jams in this game, but has dug himself out of each and every one of them while allowing minimal damage. Of course, 1 run is what I would call minimal damage in that last inning for the Warriors. They were getting base runners with no problem. They were seeing Ficini well, but he eventually would find his way out. 2 strikes here. Kawara trying to be that leadoff base runner for the Warriors. Ficini looking to shut that down as he throws the 0-2 pitch into the dirt. Kawara battling back now in the count. The hits in the game so far: Waterloo 6, Brock 2. Waterloo looking to continue the hitting parade they've had going on, as that skied up to the right center side, and Cam Dunner making the grab will be the right fielder. Foul on for the Rock Badgers, picking up the first out of the bottom half of the third inning. Sam Shepard looking to be the first base runner of the bottom half of our third inning for the Waterloo Warriors. If you missed the top half, Armitage on the mound for the Warriors would get a ground out, followed by another out, but could not get the put away. An error would allow a base runner as Shepard fouls that hard on the third base side. The man who reached on the error would then steal second. And then on a beautiful hit, the throw from Volvo in right field would gun down the runner who was in scoring position. As the pitch watched on the inside there will put Shepard down in the count, 0-2. The right-handed bat for Waterloo has done a lot of damage in the early goings of the year.
swings on the 0-2 pitch, flies it back for a foul ball. Looks to stay hot in this game here. Facing off against Ficini on the mound for Brock. Looking to get his second out of the inning. And he will with the fastball. Finds its way on the inside part of the plate and sits down Shepard, who doesn't like the call as he walks back to the dugout. Ficini pitching a clean inning so far. 2 outs on the board. Which brings up Jenkin, the first baseman, batting lefty. For the Waterloo Warriors, watches the first pitch for a ball. A man that's worked a long at-bat his last time up. That's exactly what you want to see from a guy batting first base, as he will take the second pitch in his at-bat for a strike call from the umpire. Trying to work that pitch count as much as possible on Ficini, the right-hander for Brock. Cannot find the strike zone on the 1-1 pitch. Jenkins finds himself ahead in the count in the early goings of our at-bat. 2-1 the count for a righty-lefty matchup. Watches the 2-1 pitch and the correct call. 3-1, he finds himself in the count. Jenkins looking to do some damage and looking to be the first base runner of the inning for the Warriors. Swinging on the 3-1, Ficini goes at him and he answers the challenge but fouls it back. 3-2 as Jenkins looking to do some damage here. Bottom half of the third inning at Jack Couch Park. Our game between the Brock Badgers and Waterloo Warriors. Ficini trying to get himself out of the inning. The full count, swung on, hit to the second base side, and will be caught by the center fielder. Diving grab made effectively so by Geddes. Will find Brock out of the inning, not allowing a single base runner. Ficini, an effective inning of work. We are back now in the top half of the fourth inning at Jack Couch Park. In our game between the Brock Badgers and the Waterloo Warriors, the right-hander leader playing second base for the Brock Badgers, leading off the top half of the fourth. Let's see what the righty can do here, facing off against Armitage, who finds the strike zone with his first pitch. So far, an effective outing from the starter from Waterloo. 2 hits, no runs allowed. Swung on and hit hard to the right field side. Not able to get to it is the fielder for Waterloo, as turning and burning is leader, getting himself a lead-off double to start the inning hot for the Brock Badgers. Out of the reach of Volvo, who made an stellar throw to end our last inning. That's just a beautifully hit ball all the way into the corner of the outfield. As Armitage now has to deal with a runner on 2. And the right-handed third baseman Campbell at the plate as he checks on the runner at 2. And throws in the pitch. The runner going. The throw down, and they will get him in time. Heads up baseball there from Rush, as the runner on 2 just tried to sneak his way over, and he was unable to do so. Rush with the throw over, guns him down, and I don't even think he was ready for that play, but a little impromptu baseball will get the first out of the inning. Top half of the 4th, Armitage now with no base runners. As the first pitch to the second pitch in to the second batter will be a strike. That swung on, hit hard to Yuki at second. He'll field it cleanly and throw over to 1 for the second out. Two outs now for Armitage, as what looked like a tough situation has really opened itself up for this Waterloo Warriors team. 2 outs against no base runners. Armitage facing off against the designated hitter Matheson. And he will find the strike zone. A beautiful pitch there from Armitage. No swing, but he's going to have to, if he keeps pitching like that, he's going to have to see more challenges from these batters. As we just saw it there, following it back, 0-2. Just what Armitage wanted to see. He's playing with his food right now. Pitch in from Armitage outside, cannot induce that same swing that he just saw, as he still has a pitch or 2 to play with here. 1-2 the count. As he looks in, gets his sign, likes what he sees. Armitage in the windup. Gets the swing and a miss. Huge strikeout to close out the top half of our 4th inning. A leadoff double always spells danger, unless you're the Warriors, in which case you get out of the inning with really no difficulties. We'll see you in the bottom half of the 4th when the bats come.
Nico Valvo making his way up for the Warriors here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. A little unorthodox 3 up, 3 down. Top half of the 4th inning for the Warriors would find themselves here with no outs yet. As Ficini still on the mound for the Badgers. Sees a first pitch swinging foul ball from Valvo. Now we're saying unorthodox 3 up, 3 down, as we saw a leadoff double and then a caught stealing at third and then 2 subsequent outs thereafter. As Ficini facing off against the right fielder, who's thrown out a runner at home, showing off the arm. We'll see what he can do with the bat here. That's chopped hard to the third base side. Valvo trying to leg it out, unable to do so. 1 out now against for the Waterloo Warriors as they try to get the offense going. As Yuki makes his way up, the right-handed bat, playing second base, making some really effective plays on the defensive side of the ball. We'll see what he can do with the bat in his hand. 2 in a row. Defensive wizards coming up. Valvo and Yuki. Valvo, the sharp chopper, over to the third base side. Not able to leg out the infield single. We'll see what Yuki can do here. As Ficini will start him off with a 1-1 count. 1 out here. Ficini is allowed 6 hits, but only 1 run in those hits. Cleaned up after making mistakes, and in the last inning not making any. As the pitch in finds the strike zone. The last time the Warriors bats were up, we saw 3 quick outs with strikeouts sprinkled in there. The inside pitch not finding the strike zone there. Ducking out of the way is Yuki. As Ficini finds himself in a 2-2 count. Swung on and sits down the second baseman. Ficini will get his second out of the bottom half of the 4th inning. This will bring up the catcher for the Waterloo Warriors. The last time up, an RBI single, putting the Warriors in the lead. That would be the 2nd inning. As the first pitch here to our 3rd batter of the bottom half of the 4th inning. Fouled back to the backstop. Umpire taking his time as we're set to play some ball here. Ficini looks in. Rush, the catcher, ready at the dish. Swinging on the 0-1 pitch. That's going to be fouled towards the third base side. Making the grab, the third baseman, Campbell. Ending the inning. We'll see you in the top half of the 5th. Waterloo up 1-0. Riley making his way up now to lead off the top half of the 5th inning here at Jack Couch Park. First pitch from Armitage, still on the mound here in the 5th inning. Cannot find the strike zone. As this is the first of our 2 games here at beautiful Jack Couch Park. Of course, these are 7 innings, so finding ourselves in the top half of the 5th and having a lead, all the more important. These Brock Badgers bats are going to have to come alive, as this might as well be our version of the 7th inning stretch. As they swung on and making it look ugly at that. 2 balls, 1 strike now. Armitage looking to get back in the count. As he's locked in on the 2-1 pitch down into the dirt. Riley, the left fielder for Brock, trying to put in the work here as the leadoff batter. The wind dying down. It's going to have to be all muscles if he powers this ball. 3-1. Finds the strike zone and freezes up the batter. Riley looking for a walk. Kept the bat on the shoulder. Armitage solid enough to find the strike zone here. Full count now. Swung on, hit hard to the left field side. Under it and making the catch. Shepard finds the first out of the inning for our Waterloo Warrior squad. Armitage looking to keep his outing rather neat, rather tidy. Trying to keep his statistics looking clean. Still no runs allowed here. Just 3 hits as he picks up his first out of the inning with limited pitches. Of course, working the full counts, but no foul balls, no extracurriculars. As the first pitch into his second batter does not find the strike zone. That's time called now by the umpire. Pitches inside. Armitage not able to locate his spot there as he finds himself down in the count 2-0. To Geddes, the center fielder for the Brock Badgers. The lefty facing off against the righty Armitage, who throws that inside. As down in the count as it gets. 3-0 now to the Waterloo pitcher. Geddes will draw the walk on 4 straight pitches. The first base runner for the Brock Badgers here in the top of the 5th inning. I'll bring up the catcher, for Brock. The right-hander coming up as the wind starts to pick up. It was blown out towards that left center side, and just as I bring it up, it goes away. Righty on righty matchup here. Armitage trying to stay solid as the runner goes. Throw down from Rush will be up and away, as unable to get to it is Yuki. And make the tag. That will be a stolen base for the center fielder for the Brock Badgers here. Armitage not able to locate the strike zone yet again here, as he looks to lock in and find his second strike, find his second out here
of the top half of the 5th inning. Locked in on the call. Checks on the runner out too. A couple times. The throw in gets fouled back. The right-handed catcher with a runner in scoring position for Brock. 1 out on the board. Trying to get them back into this game here as the throw up and in. Against the right-handed bat, Armitage. Again, looking for that second out and looking to limit the damage from Brock as he has done so far. He's dealt with his base runner as well as that swung on and sits down the batter for the Brock Badgers. Huge strikeout there from Armitage. With 2 outs now on the board, a little bit of a chance to breathe, a little bit of a chance to relax. Although the top half of the order coming up for Brock does not make that very easy. Armitage facing off against the leadoff hitter for a game back in the top half of the 1st inning. Lunny, the shortstop, will watch the first pitch for a strike call. Armitage up at the count. We'll see how he elects to attack here. He shakes off the sign and waits till he sees something he's happy with. And there it is. As he locks in, enters his windup, and cannot find the strike zone with it. Close pitch, but not close enough. And will not get the swing from the left-handed bat from the Brock Badgers. The shortstop trying to have a good at-bat here with 2 outs on the board. And no swing as the pitch on the outside. Not finding the strike zone here from Armitage. 2-1 the count. Armitage trying to escape the top half of the 5th inning here. He's set with the pitch. Again on the outside. The eyes from the shortstop here, Lunny, effective thus far. Not swinging at any of these outside pitches like Armitage would like him to. It's interesting to see what Armitage's attack plan in these righty-lefty matchup as he gets a swing there, fouled off to the 3rd base side, well out of play. Fills up the count now and brings Armitage 1 strike away from getting out of the top half of the 5th. Lunny with a runner in scoring position trying to tie this game up here as Waterloo has found themselves a 1-0 lead as we are in our back half of the game at Jack Couch Park. The full count, Armitage cannot find the strike zone with it. Walking the batter and putting runners on 1st and 2nd base. Still 2 outs on the board. These are all the clutch opportunities that you dream about as a young ball player. Armitage looking to kill those dreams dead in their tracks with 2 runners on. The go-ahead run on 1st base. Armitage really has to lock in here as he hits the batter, the right fielder, Fallon, to load the bases. This will bring out the skip for the Waterloo Warriors. A little mound visit. Trying to get Armitage back into the zone here. Talking strategy, trying to maintain this 1-0 lead. Any mistake will cost you, whether you are the Brock Badgers or the Waterloo Warriors, with 2 outs against and bases loaded and just a 1-run deficit. If you don't feel your heart beating through your chest, then you don't have enough emotion in the game if you're a player in this situation. Either that or you are a cold, heartless robot. As Armitage, we'll see if the moment gets to him. Carpenter, the first baseman, right-hander for the Brock Badgers, looks to face off in what could be the biggest situation of our game here so far. As the pitch hits the first baseman and will tie the game up. Armitage does not find his spot there as the emotions run a little too high. 1-1 now the score at Jack Couch Park. As leader, coming up now, the second baseman. It's not what you want to see if you're a Waterloo Warrior fan. If you're a Brock Badger fan, hey, you take it as it comes. We'll see if they can continue the damage, if they can continue the clutch at-bats that they have been having thus far. The pitch in, swung on, and missed. That's what you need to see from a guy like Armitage. That's a confident pitch right there. Finds himself with an 0-1 count. And looking to improve on it. The pitch in, outside, bounced as Rush able to make a good block on that one. Leader looking to blow this game wide open. The right-hander for the Brock Badgers. With runners on third, with runners on second, and runners on first. He has the situation of a lifetime here. Armitage, 2 outs against. Trying to sit him down as that's skied up to the first base side. Out of play for the second strike of the at-bat. Armitage up in the count. And yet again, I will say it, these are 7-inning games. Top half of the 5th, even more important than ever. As Armitage looks in, gets his sign. Set with the 1-2 pitch. And it will be fouled back again. Staying alive is leader. 2 outs against. He cannot afford to make a mistake in this situation. Brock counting on him to put them into the lead in our 1-1 ball game. Count still 1-2. Armitage with the pitch, gets him swinging and gets him sitting down. Finding himself out of a tough jam. Will allow 1 run to score, but just 1 run to score. Bases loaded. Hit by pitch will score the 1 run as we go to the bottom half of the 5th inning. The Waterloo Warrior bats will return.
Sam Grant, the shortstop for the Waterloo Warriors, leading off the bottom half of the 5th inning here at Jack Couch Park. Beautiful sunny day for our first of 2 games here for our doubleheader. Ficini on the mound will induce a sharp grounder to the third base side. They throw over 2-1 for the first out. Ficini, the pitcher for the Brock Badgers, has found himself in a couple different jams and has escaped almost every single one of them. A similar pitcher to Armitage, where he has the heat that he can deliver with a sprinkle of off speed from that right-handed side. He's allowed just the 1 run on 6 hits so far. A solid outing has allowed him to continue on here. 4 1/3 inning pitched, looking to get out of and continue his solid outing of work. As we have a little righty-lefty matchup, Leatherland up now and faces a 0-2 count. Leatherland's going to have to play protect here, and he will not be able to get to it. They strike out on 3 pitches from Ficini. 2 outs on just 4 pitches from the Brock Badgers. This is what Brock wanted to see out of their starter. 2 easy outs. Bringing up Carter Kipp, the third baseman for the Waterloo Warriors, trying to get the offense going here in the bottom half of the 5th. Ficini looking to shut them down and retire the side, as the first pitch will be fouled high and back out of play. Kipp, the right-handed bat, finds himself down in the count. Chopping the second pitch of his at-bat to the third baseman, who will pick up, throw over to the first base side for the easy out. Campbell, Carpenter combining to get the Brock Badgers out of this inning. We'll see you when we return in the top half of the 6th. Gamble making his way up now in what could be our second last inning of play. The top half of the 6th here at Jack Couch Park. The right-handed third baseman making his way up. Got the infield assist to end the last inning. The throw down to the first base side.
lots of work so far in this one for the third baseman. When Waterloo does jump on Ficini, the batter for the Badgers, they've been pretty early on it, hitting it towards that third shortstop gap a lot of the time when they have the offense rolling. Armitage still on the mound here, finds the strike zone. As he looks to reset now with the 1-1 count. Swung on and hit to the center field side. Leatherland making the diving play on it. Beautiful range shown off by the center fielder for the Warriors. It doesn't get much better than that from an outfielder. That's a guy that you like to trust behind you. You like to have behind you when you are a pitcher like Armitage. Beautiful sliding grab made. And that will now bring up the first baseman. No. This will now bring up the designated hitter, Matheson. Swinging and fouling off the first pitch for a strike. The wind picking up now for a little left center breeze at Jack Couch Park. Armitage with 5 1/3 innings pitched so far. Looks to keep this game rolling and keeps the solid game rolling. Does not find the strike zone on that one there. As we have a little designated hitter versus pitcher matchup, and it doesn't get much better than this. Righty-righty matchup as that's hit hard to the third base side, and it will get past Kip as it goes all the way back to the fence. Turning second, but not going to third. The designated hitter, Matheson, hitting a huge double with 1 out against. That's huge for the Brock Badgers here in the top half of the 6th inning. A runner in scoring position, still just 1 out against. Bringing up Riley, the, if I'm not mistaken, man who got the RBI earlier on in this one, as we do have a little replacement going on here. Pinch runner making his way over to the second base side for the Brock Badgers. No defensive replacement to keep our eye on, as that is the designated hitter getting pulled. Looking for that speed option, maybe looking to play a little bit of small ball here. We'll see what the Brock Badgers can do on the offensive side of the ball. Armitage on the mound for the Warriors. Trying to limit the damage here as checking on the runner at 2 and steps off. Making sure the situation's right, making sure he's got him right where he wants him. Taking his time, digging in. As the wind's starting to blow in towards home plate. And just starting to pick up in general here in beautiful Kitchener, Ontario. Swung on and hit to the third base side. Kip will pick it up and throw over to 2. Yuki stepping on first but not doing it in time. The line out for the second out of the inning. Very heads-up baseball to try to turn 2 there. Unable to do it in time, this Waterloo Warriors fielding. Aside from the 1 error so far, has been solid as it gets as they look to limit the damage at the base runner on second. Armitage facing off against the center fielder, Geddes. The lefty bat. Will take the first pitch inside the strike zone. Beautifully placed by Armitage. Up in the count with 2 outs. Armitage set to attack. And he won't with that pitch as it finds its way down and does not induce any swing. Does not get the center fielder to bite whatsoever. Evening up the count, 1 apiece. The 1-1 pitch beautifully finds the strike zone. The looping off speeder, freezing up the center fielder, freezing up that left-handed bat of Geddes as Armitage finds himself up. 1-2 now. 2 outs against. Wind starting to pick up. Armitage trying to make that a non-factor as the ball charped hard to Yuki. Picks up, flips over 2-1 to get the Warriors out of the top half of our 6th inning. Effectively so. Stranding the 1 base runner. The Brock Badgers cannot score a run as we find ourselves going to the bottom half of our 7th inning with a tied ball game. Bottom half of the 6th inning here at Jack Coach Park. In our 7-inning game, these are all the more important at-bats. As Kowara, the designated hitter, the right-handed hitter, making his way up for Waterloo as he swings on the first pitch, and I have not seen a ball hit that high as it keeps on climbing and finally comes down. The first out of the inning, a towering fly out from Kowara. Will be the second batter of the inning. Shepard making his way up, trying to be the first base runner here. Shepard shows bunt and will pull back in time to get the ball call. If the score remains deadlocked here at 1-1, we will have extra innings at Jack Couch Park, so we are not down to our final 6 outs. That is unless Brock can score some runs, but that is not the case. Armitage was very effective in the top half, and Shepard effective with the bat as he hits a big single bouncing over the head of the third baseman Campbell for the Brock Badgers and winds up on first base with a single. 1 out here for Jenkins, who has worked himself into a ton of long at-bats against Ficini, who is still on the mound. First pitch does not find the strike zone, up in the zone. Ficini has only allowed 1 run on 7 hits in his 5 innings and 1/3 of work so far. As he looks to face off against Jenkins, the first baseman for Waterloo. Throws pitch inside, and Shepard takes off. The throw down from the catcher, not in time, as there's a huge stolen base on a ball from Ficini. 2-0, the count now. Jenkins is up, and a man who's been patient with the bat so far in this game, taking a lot of pitches for balls and finding himself up in almost every single one of his at-bats so far. We'll see what he can do here as the pitch in, watched again in the dirt. 3-0 now the count. as first base is open. A walk here will not advance any base runners, but we'll put 2 on as Shepard on second base. Ficini trying to shut that down. The right-handed pitcher looks in on the 3-0 and will not find the strike zone. 2 base runners on with just 1 out. The Waterloo Warriors trying to break our deadlock, our 1-1 tie, as we have a little mound visit going on here. Doesn't look like we're going to have a pitching change here, just a mound visit talking strategy. And it is a long mound visit. We'll return to the game when the game returns. And we are set to play some baseball here at Jack Couch Park. Resuming where we picked off with 1 out. And Volvo batting for the Waterloo Warriors. Facing off against Ficini, the right-handed pitcher, finds the strike zone with the first pitch of the at-bat after the mound visit. The wind really starting to pick up here, going towards the left center side. For a right-handed bat, that's what you want to see. Ficini checks on the runner at 2. With the 0-1 pitch, up top. Cannot find that. Down in the strike zone. As Volvo looking to get the Waterloo Warriors ahead in this one. In the late goings of this one, a runner in scoring position. And a throw spiked down into the dirt. A good block from Sari will hold the runners where they are, first and second base. Ficini now, our righty-on-righty matchup. The 2-1 pitch in and also in the dirt. And this one will have the runners going, and Sari will hold the ball. The count climbs to 3-1 as both the runners will advance. This will bring the infield in for the Brock Badgers. Volvo 3-1 has an opportunity now to lay down a bunt and maybe score a run on a little squeeze play. Ficini, it's got to go at him unless he wants to put a runner on first. The bunt down and perfectly placed will settle just in front of the catcher. The throwdown will get the runner, but it doesn't get much better than that. Sack, bunt, small ball, beautifully done. Give that kid a pat on the back. Nico Volvo puts the Warriors up 2-1. That will bring up Yuki, now a runner, still on third base for the Waterloo Warriors with 2 outs on the board now. Waterloo has the lead in the late stages of our game here. As Ficini on the mound will start off with a strike outside. With the 3-1 count, Ficini attacked the zone as he had to. The bunt down from Volvo just that much better. And it couldn't have settled better, as that's a hard-hit ball just landing foul. Would have spelled trouble for the Brock Bowers. Would have spelled another run scores, but instead will be a strike against Yuki. Ficini now for the Badgers, looking to get himself out of this trouble in inning, but he will have to step off as Jenkins fakes him out. He wants to score. Yuki wants to score him. As we'll keep our eye on this battle going on here. Righty on righty as Yuki will hold off on that pitch. 1-2 now is the count. As the Brock Badgers looking to get out of the tough situation where they've already given up a run, swung on and fouled back by Yuki. Count remains 1-2. As Waterloo, in what could be the second last inning of play, finds themselves up 2-1 here. As small ball is in, small ball is satisfying when it does work out. As we'll see if they can continue putting runs on the board. 2 strikes, 2 outs. Ficini will get the strikeout against Yuki. The throw down to 1 will be in time to get Yuki out for the proper strikeout. Waterloo finds themselves up in this game on Brock. 2-1 as we return for the top half of the 7th and what could be the final 3 outs of the game. Top of the 7th inning here as the Waterloo Warriors looking to find their way out of it. Palmer looking to pick up the save here in the top half of the 7th inning. Brock Badgers down to their final 3 outs in this one. They've got to get the bats a-going as the first pitch from Palmer finds the strike zone. These are the clutch at-bats that you have to put the work in if you are on that Brock squad. Of course, for Palmer, defending just a 1-run lead. Can't afford to make many mistakes. As that swung on, hit right to Yuki. Couldn't have been more in the glove to pick up the first out on the 3rd pitch of Palmer's outing. Coming in after Armitage pitched a very, very solid 6 innings of work, allowing just 1 run on 4 hits. Looking to solidify the game for the Waterloo Warriors and pick up right where Armitage left off. Palmer 1 out on the board already as he faces off against the shortstop for Brock, Looney, and there's a beautiful, beautiful strike. Starting off up in the count gives you such an advantage if you are that closing pitcher. As he gets a swing, and that one will get by Yuki this time into the right field side for a big single with 1 out here. Brock has their first base runner
the tying run on first, and the go-ahead run. Coming to the plate now. Waterloo trying to keep this game as clean as possible. Palmer's going to be having a little righty-on-righty matchup here as he faces off against Philan, the right fielder. Swinging on the first pitch and fouling it back to the fence here at Jack Couch Park. Up in the counts yet again is Palmer, the right-hander for Waterloo. Trying to get them out of this game here. 1 out against. As the runner goes, as that's hit right back up the middle. Throw over 2-2 from Palmer. Correct decision made to get the lead base runner. 2 outs now on the board. Waterloo 1 away from getting out of our first of 2 games with a win. Coming up now, Carpenter, the first baseman. As Palmer trying to pick up a big save here. Another righty-on-righty matchup. See how he attacks with his first pitch. Swung on and fouled back again. 3 straight batters. 3 straight times finding himself with a 0-1 count. Palmer inducing a lot of foul pitches with his first pitch strikes. As the runner goes and the ball gets away from Rush at the backstop. Runner will not dig to third base, but will stay in scoring position. 1-1 the count now. With a runner in scoring position, the tying run on second for Carpenter. The big first baseman for Brock. Trying not to be the last out of the game. As Palmer, with a 1-1 count, finds the strike zone. A beautifully located pitch. Puts him just 1 away from this game being over. 2 strikes, 2 outs. 1 ball now. Palmer checks on the runner at 2. Enters his windup and induces a chopper right back up to him. He'll pick up. Throw over to 1 for the clean save, the clean game, and the clean win. Play Waterloo as the Warriors pick up a huge 2-1 here at Jack Couch Park. Small ball gets it done for the Warriors in a game that was a struggle the whole way through. Armitage, Ficini, both pitching beautiful games, and the bats coming alive when they had to. We thank you for tuning in to our first game of 2, and we hope to see you yet again here at Jack Couch Park when we go live later on today. Make sure you turn on that notification bell to make sure you get notified when the Waterloo Warriors go live with our baseball games. I'm the broadcast director and play-by-play man, Curtis Collings, the voice of your Waterloo Warriors. A huge 2 win will send us off as I thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.